Hello, I'm John Fike. I'm a volunteer for the Brighton Kidney Walk, put on by the National Kidney Foundation of Michigan. I don't know about you, but when I give my time or money to a charitable organization, I like to know that my gifts are producing real results in terms of helping people lead better lives. Well, the Peer Mentor program of the National Kidney Foundation of Michigan does that for me. You can see results almost immediately as kidney patients take charge of their lives and start making good decisions for themselves on a daily basis. That's very satisfying, and that's why I signed on and am involved in the Brighton Kidney Walk, which is the sole support of the Peer Mentor program. Thank you for viewing this presentation. I hope you find it helpful, informative, and interesting. And first I want to share with you how chronic kidney disease is disrupting the lives of people in our communities at an alarming rate. Then I want to show you how the Peer Mentor program is achieving outstanding success in saving lives and in helping people live fulfilling lives even though they have chronic kidney disease. I also want to share with you how your financial contribution in support of the Brighton Kidney Walk's $100,000 goal this year to support the Peer Mentor program is so important to so many people in Michigan and can save so much money in health care costs. The first point I want to make is that kidney disease is on the rise in our country, and it's not a very pleasant disease. In fact, you might have kidney disease right now and not know it, because chronic kidney disease is a silent killer. 1 in 8 adults in Michigan, about 940,000 people, have chronic kidney disease, and most don't know it yet. That's both an astounding and startling statistic, but also a fairly dry one. Let me make it more real for you. Let's suppose, for example, that you and your spouse each have circles of friends and acquaintances and relatives that number about 250 to 300 people each. We know that typically the average person knows something on the order of 250 people because that's about how many people you generally find at weddings and funerals. So, you and your spouse together probably know somewhere in the neighborhood of 500 to 600 people. Now think about this. In the next few years, as many as 55 to 60 of those people that you know will be diagnosed with kidney disease, and you could be one of them. Chronic kidney disease is a direct result of 3 factors that are out of control in today's society: high blood pressure, diabetes, and obesity. These 3 factors are now epidemic in the United States. Anybody listening to this presentation is likely to have known someone with kidney disease or soon will. Almost all of us in today's world are affected in one way or another by this disease. What's the prognosis for our children? The news is not good here either. The National Centers for Disease Control said in the year 2000 that 1 in 3 children born today will have diabetes during their lifetime. 50% of the time, diabetes leads to kidney failure, and that very likely will mean being on dialysis. And when you're on dialysis, that's 3 hours a day for 3 or 4 days a week out of your time. Now, particularly if you're young and in school or just starting out in the job market and you're trying to get an education so that you can pursue your lifetime dreams for success, this is a huge interruption in your life. Think about how your children would react to being diagnosed with kidney disease. Let's take a closer look. I said that the 3 major contributing factors to chronic kidney disease are high blood pressure, diabetes, and obesity. Let's take a look first at high blood pressure. It's called hypertension. That's the technical term. How many of us do you think have hypertension? With a population of 300 million in the United States today, about 90 million, or 30% of us, have hypertension. That's about 1 in every 3 people that you walk by on the street. Hispanic Americans and Native Americans have a higher rate, a 35% rate, and African Americans have a 40% rate of hypertension. Of those 90 million, about 32% of us don't know that we have high blood pressure. About 40% of us know that we have it but aren't doing anything about it, and about 27% have it under control. Why do we have high blood pressure? Well, in today's world, everybody's on the fast track. We've got to do more with less, and we have to do it faster and better than anybody else. So the number one stress factor in the society today is lack of job security. More stress equals high blood pressure. Many people do not know that they have it because they haven't seen a physician on a regular basis, and high blood pressure has very few noticeable symptoms. Now let's take a closer look at diabetes. How many of us have diabetes? Especially type 2 or adult onset diabetes is rising dramatically in the United States today. With a population of 300 million, about 21 million or 7% of us have diabetes. Just 10 years ago, that rate was only 5%. Among the African American and Arab American communities, the rate of diabetes is 20%, and among Hispanics and Native Americans, it's 25%. Let's take a look at adults with type 2 diabetes. 97% of them have elevated cholesterol, 80% of them are overweight, and 70% have high blood pressure. How about our children? In the general population, 1 out of 3 will be diagnosed with diabetes in their lifetime. And among African Americans and Hispanics, the rate is 50%, 1 out of 2. Now let's look at the obesity factors. How many of us are obese? 72 million Americans are overweight. That's about 25%. 38 million Americans are obese. That's about 12%. In Michigan alone, we have 3.6 million people of our 10 million state population who are obese. Among our children, in the 1960s, about 5% of children were overweight. By the 1990s, that had more than doubled, jumping to over 11%. We know that 50% of overweight children will remain overweight as adults. Well, why are our children so overweight? Well, for one thing, there are fewer physical education programs in the schools today due to the cutting of school budgets. Then there is the supersizing of food portions at restaurants. Children spend more time sitting in front of the television, and soda pop is the beverage of choice among children. We also have factors like skipping meals and irregular eating patterns. What is this costing us as a nation? The total U.S. economic cost of obesity is about $120 billion. Over 300,000 deaths per year are attributable to obesity. These three factors of hypertension, diabetes, and obesity are the three major contributing factors to chronic kidney disease. But what causes these three factors themselves to be on the rise? Well, the answer is our lifestyle. We're more sedentary and in poorer physical shape than we used to be as a nation. Time is of the essence, whether you're in school or in work. We don't have the time for recess in school. We don't have the time in our work schedule or in our home schedule for consistent aerobic workouts and exercise. We eat a diet that is high in salt, fat, and sugar. We eat fast food and wash it down with soda pop. We smoke, and we often drink immoderately. We have a cultural mindset that if anything goes wrong with me, well, I just take a pill and that's cured, it's gone. So if I don't feel good, there'll be a pill that will fix it. But chronic kidney disease is a silent killer. By the way, did you know that the factors that contribute most to kidney malfunction also are the major factors for heart attack and stroke? That's right. The 6 major contributors to heart disease are hypertension, diabetes, obesity, smoking, cholesterol, and genetics. 3 out of 6 common factors between kidney disease and heart disease. And you know what? Chronic kidney disease and heart disease are intricately connected. The same factors that cause CKD also cause heart attacks and stroke. What's the basic message here? You've probably already guessed the answer, haven't you? And you know then that the solution to the problem of kidney disease and heart disease is basically very simple. We need to eat a healthier diet, we need to get regular strenuous aerobic exercise, and we need to be regularly checked by a physician so that we know our numbers. What numbers? Our weight, our blood pressure, and our blood sugar. Those are the numbers that can help us avoid chronic kidney disease.